Want to find out how to clean your dirty white Huaraches? Stay tuned and find out how. Okay, so I'm guessing that you guys are here to see this restoration video, so I figured, why not go ahead and do it? And what better a time to do it than whenever I have some dirty white Huaraches? So here's this dirty pair of Huaraches from my friend DeAndre. He hit me up and said, can I clean these? I was like, sure, of course, as long as I can do it for a video, and he was cool with it. So his pair wasn't too bad. The laces were dirty and the toe was dirty, but basically just to do this restoration, we're going to need a couple items. We're going to need this 10 seconds deodorizer, some grease lightning, a little bit of bleach, some shoe trees, cotton balls, and acetone. There were Schuvinator 3 brush 4 ounce kit, and some brass bristle brushes, and a boot dryer. But other than that, it's pretty simple. I don't even know for sure that I'm going to use the acetone, but first off, we've got to unlace them. And then after we've got them unlaced, we've got to go ahead and slip in the shoe trees, because that just makes everything, basically holds the shoe together and helps you to clean the shoes more easily. So that's definitely an essential little piece for that. Okay, so now moving on to the actual cleaning process, we went ahead and took them into the sink and soaked them under cold water. If you use hot water, it may separate the sole, and we don't really want that, so I just went ahead and soaked it with cold water, sprayed some grease lightning on there, and used my soft bristle brush over all of the mesh areas on the shoe. The lighting in there is not that good, so you can't actually see the dirt very well, but they were pretty dirty, but it came out actually fairly quick. But overall, it was a pretty easy restoration. But obviously, if you have a pair of dirty white Huaraches, they look a lot better clean than they do dirty, which is why DeAndre came to me for it. And it just made everything a lot better by cleaning them. And as you can see here, I actually took my hard bristle brush and went over the yellowed back tab thing just to go ahead and clean that up a little bit, because it had a couple scuff marks on it, and that took those out pretty easily. But unfortunately, the yellowing on the back did not come out, which I already expected because I've done cleanings on Huaraches before and it just never unyellows. I don't know why. But overall, I went ahead and cleaned the sole because it had a couple of dirt marks on it, and that cleaned up pretty well. And then I actually went to cleaning the outsole to go ahead and whiten that up a little bit, because most people, I guess, don't clean the outsole on their shoes, which is weird in my opinion, because it just overall brings the whole cleaning together, and it just makes the shoe look probably 10 times cleaner, because there's like no dirt on the shoe after you clean the outsole. So that made it pretty easy. There was a couple little dirt spots in the mesh that I couldn't get out with just the grease lightning, so I went ahead and sort of washed it off, and I moved on to what I like to call the bleach method. So basically what you do with the bleach is you pour 50-50 ratio with water, and I use this to clean the shoes and to clean the laces. And as you can see, I just sprayed some grease lightning in there, which is just another cleaner, and unfortunately I got it out of frame, but I was just spreading the solution over the mesh and letting it sit for a little bit before washing it off, and it took out a lot of the dirt marks on it, and overall just cleaned up the mesh areas a lot better than what it was before. And then the laces were still sort of dingy, so I actually took those and I placed them in the bowl, stirred it up, and let it sit for a little while. And basically the bleach just sort of works out all of the dirt spots, and then you just stir it, let it sit for maybe 3 or 4 minutes, and then you take it out and rinse it off. And it overall, you just like rinse it out, wipe it together, and then you have yourself a pair of white laces. As you can see here, I stirred it again after letting it sit for probably 5 minutes, and then once again I'm out of frame, but you can see a little bit of my facial hair coming in now. But so I just basically rub my hands together. You basically wash your hands with shoelaces in between them, if that makes sense, and then you just go ahead and dry them, and it overall just see, like, they look brand new now versus like the old dusty, dingy, dirty pair. And then, you know, I still wasn't quite satisfied with the cleaning, so I actually took the Huaraches and some Shout laundry stuff and sprayed them. I went ahead and tossed them in the washing machine and let it do its thing, and that was overall pretty successful. You know, just go ahead and take them, spray them up pretty good, and toss them in. I decided just to go ahead and do a quick 1 rinse wash on a normal cycle cold water, and I went ahead and started it up. And then after they were done washing, I tossed them on my boot dryer. They went overnight, and then whenever I came up, they were dry again and my laces were dry, so I went ahead and laced up the shoe, and that finished up the restoration. So now let's go ahead and hit the after pictures. Psych, this is the before. This is what they look like before, and that's the after. I know that there's a big difference in lighting, but that's just what it is. But overall, the mesh came out much whiter. I'm a lot more satisfied with the after product. Like, you can tell in the mesh that it's way cleaner. And then the slight yellowing on the back tab, but that's not really preventable, so you just sort of have to deal with that. And then the outsole is definitely a lot cleaner. You can actually tell that it's white now, and the shoes just look overall really good. The laces aren't all like twisted up anymore, and that's it. Thank you guys for watching this restoration video, and we'll just go ahead and let DeAndre do the outro.
I'm just playing, bro. Hey, go check out my boy Sam Sneakers, though. Don't forget to subscribe.